Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad!
He's a fucking cunt. She's a fucking cunt. Everybody in the world is a fucking cunt. They're all fucking cunts. They're all fucking cunts. They're all fucking cunts because they're all fucking cunts. The teacher preaching in the school, he's a fucking cunt. When your mum she says to clean your room, well she's a fucking cunt. The referee who calls offside is such a fucking cunt. But I'm not surprised cause everybody is a fucking cunt. The bully who picks on you at school, he's a fucking cunt. Politicians who lied and had us fooled, motherfucking cunts. The zombies that rip your flesh and eat your brains for food. Well, everyone knows that their actions show that they're a bunch of cunts. She is a fucking cunt. She is a fucking cunt. Everybody in the world is a fucking cunt. Everyone, they're all fucking cunts. They're all fucking cunts. They're all fucking cunts because they're all fucking cunts. Oi! Oi! The communists we fought now. We're all a bunch of cunts. Blue girls, they just don't understand the blue ball giving cunts. If I hurt your feelings with my jizz or to be blunt, you can go fuck off and cry and cough, you sodding bloody cunt. I just don't give a fuck if you're stuck up, you bloody smelly cunt.
That lovely song was brought to you by beer.
It's amazing. It's an amazing song for amazing people who like to be amazed.
It's different.
Amazing. You say different. I say amazing. I don't know why you would think it's not amazing.
Oh, I didn't say it's not amazing. I just said it's different.
Just as long as you're aware it's amazing.
For people who want to watch it, I'll put that link into the YouTube description later on as well, so no worries.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you, sir.
We need to improve the
all who sail you.
The broader view spectrum of people.
Yep, I'm fairly certain that is exactly how that works.
Yeah, alcohol is a solution after all, isn't it?
Yep.
I hate you.
Why would you hear me? I think it was Cliff. I think it was the B-side to Wired for Sound. It's good.
So why would Crispin stretch his pee hole? We may never know.
Got something with a big biro, haven't you?
104 episodes and still not 100 for Jerry.
No, shocking. We may never find out how far it is.
Oh, I think I know, but unless there will be
if we keep halving the distance, we'll never reach it.
That is true. So you're basically the snail of fortune from 9gag at this point.
Yep, that's me. That's where it goes. Anywho.
Yes.
Yeah. How's everybody? You all good?
I hope everybody's good, because the world certainly isn't.
Could be. The trick is not to turn on the televisual.
Even without a television like we have, it's hard to avoid news at certain times of the day. But I think we're not here to discuss politics.
Nope. Sheep at the edge of a cliff, Doug. Push back harder.
Maybe we just go and watch some projects.
Yeah, we do that.
From the terrible people at ontabletop.com.
On Tablepot. No, they're not Battletech, they're all Botwar.
Yeah, but they're so tiny on my screen I can't even see them.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Yeah, it is. They're almost as far away as my ordered boxes.
Oh, well.
So, James Stockwell.
Yes, he's been back at the Kings of War / Urky High stuff.
I think this is a project very much to the liking of resident Justin. With that big honkin' spider.
That better. Can you see that?
I don't even recognize any of that.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
I get horns.
I'm actually amazed that you went out of your way to select backgrounds for Skype just to annoy me.
I'm not saying I'm annoying you. What, do you think I've got nothing better to do on my week off?
I'm not saying you don't have anything better to do, but I'm saying this is something you find quite amusing, so that's a high priority. Yeah, Redverse, you're right. Crispin still is very much mad at Ben for whatever reason.
At fuck Ben. Or fuck at Ben, sorry. To give him his full name.
At Ben,
yeah.
fuck him.
Back to a whole host of things. We'd seen the completed army / 2,000 or 3,000 points, whatever it was, laid out about a month ago. Done a bit of work since then, because apparently that amount of Urkai wasn't enough. It's a thing of beauty. Look at them all on their square bases, like nature intended.
Yeah.
Like, gorgeous.
All sitting in a very upright position.
But adding to that, I think we've seen the chariots, but the additional bits being drafted in, so Orc Boys, a very bucket, and a whole host of, I'm imagining, resin. So did GW go failcast with Lord of the Rings at some point?
I want to say they did at some point, but I can't remember when.
Disappointing, isn't it? Well,
yeah, so the chariot was the last entry, and then here's a electric pin vise, which is a really useful tool. I totally agree with him on that point.
It's handy to have. I quite like the update there. Finished 40 orcs and 10 cavalry this month. Well done, me. And then, well, you fucked that, haven't you? I saw that box arrive. 80. Do you really need 80 more Urkai and 2 more wizards? You're down 30 models net this month. Cavalry models count as 2.
Oh, that's very harsh.
Quite right. Your deficit is slightly reduced, you prick. So,
how do you keep your motivation? How do you boundary your projects to make sure they get done? That's the fun part. I don't.
I don't. No. Thanks, Invincible.
That's the problem. I think the majority of us hobby gamers is facing every time.
It's a way of doing it, Demon. I think you can put like I think we're supposed to click buttons somewhere for people's golden buttons to log them on their page, but who knows how that works. I've never done it for anybody who's got a golden button off me.
I'm pretty sure there's some secret voting mechanism in place.
It's like a Skull and Bones Society. If you've never been paddled by Daddy's friends, then chances are you're never winning one.
Speaking of societies, I've got a very interesting email today.
Yes.
Was
it the one with tears in his eyes from Anthony at Bot War going, I'm having to discontinue a lot of the lines?
No,
Did you see that?
Hold on. It's, where did I put it?
You might never get your stuff. It'll all be melted down for scrap.
There was, what was it? Bloody hell. Can't find it. I actually thought about doing it on a putting it out on the blog because it was hilarious. Somebody actually tried to convince me of joining the Masons, Freemasons.
Oh, wacky. It's second edition. He's after Tauros. So
Oh, can't find
the
the
question is,
email.
will he get it before third? My question is, will he get it before the models are melted down for scrap?
The question is, will I get it ever? Well, Taurus, just to make sure you're on page with I've pre-ordered Bod Wars Turbo Edition 2, which is, as far as I know, and Jerry might correct me, the second edition.
Correct.
So
Second
that's
edition,
what
yep.
basically is on its way, hopefully. Who knows?
Be lucky.
Who cares at this point?
Hey, I need somebody to play against. All my Atlanticans are being done up like Ukraine colours. I'm going to replace their little Atlantican crown with little Ukrainian symbols instead. Fallout Hobby or Fallout Games or whatever they're called in America are doing a sheet of Ukrainian symbols along with Russian warship Go Fuck Yourself in Cyrillic in a variety of sizes for you to stick on your tanks and vehicles. And some sunflowers.
You need for the next game of Modern Warfare little tiny tractors.
Yeah.
Hunting for tanks.
The tank's natural predator is the Ukrainian tractor.
Yeah. Those were some interesting pictures, let's say that. Yeah, James Stockwell.
I like the this one with the tank upside down.
the Australian tank command has arrived.
Well, I've seen that one, but my own preferred one was when threatened by a tractor, some Russian tanks will feign death until it goes away.
Yeah, it's
good times. But yeah,
James Stockwell doing a nice little add-on.
Yeah, I mean, does he need more? Yes, of course he does. You've got to have options.
More is always better.
So if you can get up to like 4,000 points, you could have, a decent game. In fact, if you got up to 4,000 points, you could play some of the Halpius Riff, Mad Dog, big fuck off games. So I'm all for that.
Maybe he
do
could
that.
Then make some big ass terrain.
Oh no, don't care about that.
So what's next on the docket? Dancing Scully Bobs, obviously. Though Duck the Fox says this is a clue marker, this is clearly a dancing skeleton.
With you very weird eyes, Mr. Man. As we can all see, that is a skeleton that's been hung off a twig, or an Elisar, as I believe it's called in Elvish.
No, that's a dancing skeleton that just happened to be impaled on a tree. I want that to be alive and go dancing can.
Yep. Now the real question is, you often need multiple craziness for your clue markers. So I imagine we're going to see more. Lots more.
Well, he was in the audience just a second ago.
No, he's still there.
So maybe he can enlighten us. Will there be more hilarious clue markers?
Well, that's what the system is there for, to torment me. I know it must be kind of annoying for people putting them in, but mostly it's annoying for me not being able to read them. That pixie, by the way, is a particularly creepy looking thing. You say pixie? Yes, that one. Well, any of them. I think, are they gremlins? Are they Pathfinder goblins from Reaper? Is that what they are? Because they've got that big fuck off wide grin on them. Creepy freaks. Yeah, seen the nuns for Dracula's America. I see it's got Sharon Stone in there as well, which is nice.
Dracula's nuns?
Yep.
I know we have been here not so far along. How much has he churned out within 2 weeks?
That's a rookie question you're asking there, isn't it?
It is.
Look, there's the snotty vomit and stuff that we've seen. So, and I'm pretty sure we'd seen the British Complete as well.
Oh, so he's just regurgitating his own pictures.
Well,
sneaky.
They're not regurgitated. That's the full combo shot. Here's all the guys together. Sapper's quite nice. I like the sapper.
Where's the sapper?
British troop axe and apron.
Oh, the
leather
one on the top left corner. Oh, I almost forgot. Where's my text file?
Oh, you've got to put things in to tell
I'm
people
going to
we're
annoy
watching them.
people again.
Oh,
I'm like that. I found that very interesting because people actually noticed. Yeah, this is... I like to see a table set up with this, and then maybe a tiny battle report. Duck. Wait. Chum.
well, he's got to do some more clue markers first.
That's true. More happy dancing scullybobs.
Oh no, it doesn't have to be them. It could be anything.
Oh,
A raped corpse. That would work.
just get some interesting... Morg Miniatures are launching their next Kickstarter with interesting scullybobs.
There you go. You're looking for raped corpses, you'll probably find some in there.
Well, the scullybobs actually come with two carrying a...
Double once twice. Is balls.
with what is it? The thing where you lay sickly people on.
A slab.
It could be one carrying a big spade. It's an interesting look.
Wacky. Strange. Yellow. Different. Anyway.
Redverse, uploading isn't so hard on the project system. It's the existential dread and terror while pushing the submit button and waiting to everything actually showing up on the side that's getting you.
Could be a way to do it.
So Duck the Fuck churning along with his silver bayonet and interesting clue markers. And what can we say that we already haven't said multiple times? That he's a terrible cunt, maybe.
I like jam.
What's next then?
Don't think I've ever said that. Only one pin man wanted to show people how to play an RPG incorrectly.
Oh no.
So
Nobody expect the Spanish Inquisition?
that type of thing.
He's not really playing a RPG with miniatures, is he?
Apparently so. Some people are sick fucks.
You're leading me into dark places, Jerry. Why are you doing this?
Sick and twisted fucks. It's just the worst. But this is for the Symbaroum system. So if you ignore the miniatures,
For the time being?
yeah, you get quite a nice background to where they're playing and the area they're playing in and some of the factions, and then also the characters they're going to be playing with. And then you can just go back and look at the miniatures as something separate from the RPG. Something that isn't, vomit inducing. Why would you do that? Terrible. Yeah, it's an interesting little fancy. I didn't think I owned it, and then I was poking around and discovered it. So, who knew?
Is that one of these, I buy it and then totally forget about it, or?
No, I've got a PDF of it and all the books, which I must have got for free or something, or maybe they were doing a deal on the Free League website, because I don't think I'd ever looked at it with a view to playing it. Because if I want to play a fantasy game, I'll probably just play Warhammer Fantasy. Because it's a area I know particularly well without having to learn a whole new world. But yeah, there's a lot going on in it, and being Free League. Well, I say being Free League. I think it's like a couple of their other games. It's something that was printed originally in Swedish, and then they've published it a new edition and upgraded all the internals. But yeah, it's a fascinating looking thing, and this is quite good.
I very much like this one, this red robe thingamajig, the color gradient.
I imagine that's probably just dragging himself through a lot of snow and water that it's fading, just leaching all of the red dye out. Makes sense.
Could be. Who am I to argue about that? Overall, these
Clearly
pictures
nobody.
look a tiny bit of like he has been tempering with color settings on the pictures themselves. Either that, or he has a very distinct way of painting his miniatures.
Right. I have no idea what you mean by that. But let's say yes, he's probably done that. Is that something you can do?
I've heard stories, rumors, whispers behind closed doors.
I mean, I can't see anything in there that looks like he's gone in and photoshopped it.
No, he's not re-edited, but changed the color gradient within the complete picture so that they're calculated in a different way, because it also looks like there's some kind of filter on top.
Sure.
What I might be
gone
wrong.
beyond my pay grade on that one, mate. I'm just going to say, yeah, totes, he's done that.
What he definitely should have done is when he used these purple shields with water slide transfers and do some anti-shine on top.
Yeah, man, you know.
They are very shiny.
Maybe he wants them to be super enameled. Maybe that's the look in particular he's after.
Well, if he wanted that look, he
has achieved it.
Grand for it.
It's spades.
Only thing that annoys me a bit is all this text, because at this point in time, at this late hour, I just can't read anymore.
Okay.
I'm barely keeping my senses together, so...
Words are difficult.
Yes, words hard. Speaking
tricky words. Well, if you don't own a copy of Symbaroum and you want to know what it's about, this is a fairly good little sort of snapshot into part of the world and where they're going to be playing. And also, you know, some nice miniatures in there as well.
Indeed. And welcome, Grey Primer, and the days for joining us at this late hour and at this stage of my mental decay. What's next?
Next, it's everybody's favourite, the Turks.
Sir Humphrey retired.
Bayraktar. If people haven't heard the Bayraktar song, it's amazing.
So this is Black Powder historical.
It is.
And these chaps are colourful.
Yes, you can see why they often get called dolly mixtures by Lloyd. It was Lloyd christened my stuff dolly mixtures. You know.
Isn't Lloyd the one who doesn't finish anything?
Yeah. He's finished a horse. Counts as 2. 3 if he ever puts a rider on it. But yeah, the Turkish Sultanate is an elaborate looking fellow, and you know, for 700-800 years, if not more, they were very much of the opinion if you're going to fight, clash. So a much more, even in an age of colourful outfits like the Napoleonics or the sort of precursors to that, the Ottoman Turks just took that to the nth degree, really. And they also had those awesome onion hats.
And why wouldn't you?
Well, you know, I can think of a few reasons.
One may be the camouflage effect, but
pretty much, and that's that one right off the bat. That one. You know, I enjoy not being shot in the head from a distance by a cannon. Can we try and look less purple and yellow on this massive, dry, dusty, dirt brown ground?
But I'm pretty sure if any larger group of horsemen is trampling towards you,
yeah,
being colourful is your least worry.
One of them did have a pistol. This is for pike and shot. So 1700s.
It's definitely something different you don't see very often.
Yeah, but weirdly, I mean, if you look at things like the Golems, they were always bow and spear armed on horseback. They always went with both. And the only difference that time brought was they changed from going in with bows to going in with black powder weapons.
Which is just bows with extra steps.
That's the one. It's a good way to do it. But yeah, it's nice looking little force coming there from Sir Humphrey.
And I wonder if these are set up on the table, fighting a history correct period opponent, that must look very awesome. Very vibrant, to say the least.
Oh, I imagine so. Well, actually, no, not necessarily. They could be facing something dull, deadly dull and boring and grey. You know, buff coats were prevalent in a lot of armies at this stage because you didn't have to dye the fuckers. You just, everything was yellow. Buff coats, you say, oh, excellent. How very drab of you.
More blood then.
Could be. Could be that. If you're very lucky, put them up against some Greeks.
Naked Greeks.
A splash of colour there. I'm fairly certain the Greeks by this stage would have been wearing clothes.
Just in case. So, Sir Humphrey doing his...
Humphreyness. Humfrosity.
Yodel Sipahis.
Yes.
And let's see if he does some more in the future.
I imagine he will.
What's
It's not his first rodeo.
What's next on the docket?
The Ball of Dread.
Oh no. Oh, I've seen this today because dear Lorna was a bit annoyed that this link here on the... Can you not see that? This link here on the down left corner. If you click that, you get an overview about past Spring Clean projects, but not all of them. If you want to see all current Spring Clean projects, you need to go to Projects and then use the Select drop-down. Otherwise, it won't function.
Yeah. If only there was a button that said submit a ticket for technical errors on the site. Hang on, there is.
He did.
Oh.
He put a remark into the forum, the tech forum.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not here for the wine.
No, it's just
because
I wanted to put it out there. This has been solved already. Yeah.
If you've got a tech problem, don't write in a random forum. Certainly don't fucking tag me on Discord like some cunts have done in the past, because this will be. I don't pass that on to anybody. If you've got a problem with the site, submit a problem with the site ticket. Because if I see that come up in my DMs, I just go, really, what a shame, and then go back to doing whatever the fuck it was I was doing. Just an FYI for the future people. Yeah. But yeah, Lorna's continuing in a massive undertaking to get all the Dreadball painted.
Yeah, and he starts by giving them a very unified base coating.
Yeah, well, first thing he's doing is splitting them up into similar painty schemey thingies. Yeah. Because they're not all from the same team, but some of them have got similar tones. So, for example, the Kalishi elves and or Asterians rather, and the Z are both getting a similar color scheme. Likewise, there's two Nameless and that massive fucking Spydro freak. And there's everybody's favorite speedball player. Look, like the old days from the PC.
There's definitely very interesting models in there.
That's the way to do it.
I'd go as far as say some of them look so weird that I can hardly believe that they actually belong to the same game. But then again, maybe that isn't a bad thing, because if your models in your game range look too similar, it gets boring quickly.
This is one of the reasons why I think when they finally get around to doing rebs for Firefight, it's going to be interesting. Because they've got so many weird, wacky, and different aliens. You're not just left looking at like Star Trek. Everybody's got a crinkly fucking nose or a bit of a forehead.
Or some spots in the
You
neck.
know.
And he seems to have every paint company
It's all right,
under
Chris,
the
whenever
sun.
I got you on a block list. Yes. Paint's handy, I suppose. Find what works. I can't be arsed. I own a couple of Privateer Press P3 paints because there were specific colours that I couldn't get easily. Weirdly, Cold Steel is one of them. Although I never use it. I don't even think the fucker's open. Because I've got better metallics. But it was in the set for the Troll Bloods. Which also has Frostbite. And he must just have bought the Troll Blood set. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, it's interesting to see them all come together. He's already got a selection of teams in their old paint jobs. And so these are the ones that he's moving along to get them up and running. Yes, that is the guy from Penny Arcade.
These miniatures do have something for them. They're weird and wacky, all right.
Alpha Simeon, Don't worry, they're not real plague. They are real plague. They've been bred in a jar somewhere for people that do shit with them. And there's one of the energy things. So many weird, wacky aliens. I haven't seen his crystallines yet. I imagine they're in there somewhere.
Ape together strong.
Alpha Simeon certainly is, I'll give you that.
Oh, that's an interesting one here.
You can use them as a counter. It's like a score counter or a ref bot.
I was going to say that he looks definitely like something like a line referee.
There's a few other in that same grouping. The fembot pointing at the ground is a ref, and then there's another one holding like a red card as a ref on the bottom. Yeah, the basing's nice. I do 3 to the front because I don't know. I know you played Blood Bowl. I don't know if you played Dread Bowl, but you've got in most cases, a 180-degree threat zone essentially. So the front 3 parts of your hex are that color. The only difference is I've color code all of the round bases in the middle. So if they're guards, they're red. If they're jacks, they're blue, and if they're strikers, they're yellow. So I can look down and see, what's coming at me.
So the bases are a bit like like BattleTech does.
Yes. Facings. Brutal Deluxe is indeed the speedball team. I'm sure he had a name, but I can't remember it. He must have bought 2 sets of the Kickstarter, or maybe just bought the second one as an add-on. I've got one of them. I've also got Judge Dredd, was available as a referee as well in that Kickstarter.
Judge Dredd as a referee.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's going to fuck with him. You'll get the nightstick to the side of your head.
Not more than once, at least.
That's really nice seeing that come together. Because there's just so many of them. So many. Ada Lorana. There you go there. Energy Fox. I keep looking at those and thinking I should do something with them. Like maybe a wash or a bit of a dry brush on the edges or something. Maybe just give them like a little glowy eye type thing. But I digress. Interesting stuff. I like the idea he's having for some of the other things, like using the colour flip paints and that. So it's all coming along well. He's got his toilet brush, so that's great.
Judging by what's on his table, it looks he only has one set, but a buttload of expansions.
It's difficult to tell.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he's got 2 of the coaches from Dreadball Extreme beside the guy from Speedball.
Mm.
And he's got 2 the guy from Speedball. So it's possible he's picked up additional ones from somebody.
Demon Sub says, I'm sure there was a comic strip where Judge Dredd arrested an entire stadium.
Why not?
But pretty sure about that.
Makes sense. Captain Carrot arrested 2 armies once.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You're all under arrest.
All under arrest.
For violating the peace or something.
Going equipped. Concealed weapons.
And then have them play football. In the middle of the desert.
Main Arena would make a smashing game.
Okay, can you imagine a well-done show adaptation of the Discworld books? I mean, a faithful adaptation.
Yeah. I mean, the cartoons were fairly close to faithful.
Yeah, they were great. Especially the ones that had Christopher Lee as Death.
Yes. There was a mistrick. Somebody should have got him in a sound booth before he died and just get him to record all the sounds.
All lines Death ever uttered.
We just need all the sounds, ba, ka, sa, shh. Do that, and then we just digitally put them together.
Well, I'm pretty sure we will be able to use his movie career that has been to simulate that.
It's mostly him talking about having 3 nipples and stuff.
Well, but who should do the voice of Red Death? Who could that be?
Do the voice of who?
Of Red Death. His
Red?
small little rodent death.
Oh,
friend.
Rat. I thought you said Red.
No, Rat.
All I could think of was Mask of the Red Death with Vincent Price.
Oh, that's a different beast. That's a different beast.
I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
Oh,
Who would
neither
be
can I.
particularly good. You'd really just need to squeak and then
Sweet.
add the reverb onto it.
Though the real life adaptation of Hogfather wasn't too bad.
I haven't seen The Hogfather, I don't think.
Oh, it's quite hilarious. The god of being drunken and wasted, the god of hangovers.
God of hangovers.
Yeah, who was a very sympathetic guy.
I can't. I tried to watch some of them, and I just keep going, oh, these are fucking god awful. The closest I got was I watched all of Going Postal, and it was still terrible. I was like, why have they changed these things? Why is Poirot fucking insane? I mean, he was meant to be insane, but it's, who would tell him he's insane? Whereas Poirot was screaming off the deep end from the very fucking start.
Yeah, that's
Yes, Dave. Yes, it was.
Always a bit disappointing when they take too many creative liberties.
And then they had, I can't think of Manuel's real name. Oh, comments, please.
What are you looking for?
Sax. They had Sax, a fantastic comic actor playing a fantastic comic character, and then pretty much ignored most of what his character did. Yeah. In Going Postal, we never had Tolliver Grote and his weird hair and his unusual alchemical boilings and shit going on in the lab. What a monumental waste. They may as well just fucking hung a postal uniform on a fucking doll in the corner. Why go to the bother? Why go to the bother of getting a decent actor and comic actor at that if you're just going to waste him? Anyway, I digress. Treadball's awesome though.
Do we want to digress to the next project then?
Yeah.
Spring Clean Legends by Denzian.
Correct, Mundo. He's doing some pirate scenery.
These little boats look awfully wide.
You've got to be able to put miniatures on them on their bases.
Oh.
That's what you call thinking ahead.
I can't think ahead. Can't even think with my head, so
Think behind.
I'm always just chugging along and then watching the results. See what happens.
Boat war. It's very good, Taurus. I like it.
But, boat war. I almost laughed. Almost. Barely could contain myself.
Almost started. So he's from Iron Gate Industries. I know Pete's a big fan of Iron Gate. I like the look of some of their stuff. But it's 3D printed.
Is it?
Oh, fuck yeah. And on some of the stuff, you can see the 3D prints from space.
Well, I can't see it on these things here right now.
The easiest way to see it is just to go to the website. Because you'll fucking see it on everything you look at. You go, oh my god. Oh, you've made a new lion's head fountain statue, have you? Oh, let me just count the striations on that. Wow.
And again, a very good example of how to improve your boring terrain by adding little posters.
Wanted posters with his Mexicans. Is Crispin on side there?
Possibly.
Which one are you, Crispin? I reckon you're a bandito. You're not going to be a fine, upstanding member of the community.
He's a very naughty boy. Maybe I should print out some posters depicting his tucker holder butt plug thingy and make advertisements of it and then plaster my terrain with it.
It's one way of doing it.
Well, wasn't there... somewhere in the 1800s there were butt plugs sold as anti-constipation devices.
Sounds about right.
Which is irritating if you see those ads today.
You know, you combine that with the fact that first vibrators were sold to women as a way of dealing with hysteria.
Oh yeah.
And madness.
No.
So at some point, presumably they had to walk into a pharmacy and go, I'm both constipated and suffering from bouts of madness. I require one of your finest butt plugs and a vibrator, please. Thank you.
I can see
take care of myself.
I can see how a vibrator actually can release stress and physical, psychological.
It comes from the same time when you could just get opium and cocaine over the counter.
The cough syrup.
Yeah. You know, at that point, when society's already doing that much drugs, you could see people going, you know, what'll sort you out? Butt plug.
Which size do you want?
Just
finger, fist, up. Or small children?
It's all good in the hood. I quite like, after the Mexicans, though, doing their little
standoff. The
overboard stuff is fantastic. Obviously works best for the piratey type stuff if you're playing a lot of Blood and Plunder-esque or Legends of the High Seas, but just having a load of people floating about on top of Queecog's coffin and shit like that is great.
I wonder who actually goes through all the hassle and designs a ship that looks not too bad and still can accommodate that much miniatures.
I don't know. Somebody who likes boating. Commodore Rob. Something he's likely to do. It's all about the boats. All about the boats.
But is it a boat or is it a ship?
Boats. They're all boats. Big boats or small boats.
I'm pretty sure you're annoying someone now with that comment.
Mostly Commodore Rob, but he's not here to be annoyed, so hopefully he feels tremors in the force.
He's lying in bed feeling very uncomfortable all of a sudden.
Tossing and turning.
I hear somebody talking about ships using wrong terms.
Boats. It's all about the boats. I do like the sheet you get from Sarissa for the buildings with all the general stores and posters and that sort of thing on it. It's quite cute.
Well, that wasn't self-made. I thought it was something
No.
he whipped up himself.
No, it's from Sarissa. I think you get it when you buy some of the models.
Permission
Or
to copy and print
or-
for personal use. Well,
Or
that's
it
nice.
might be a download on their website. There was a War Games Illustrated one where it showed you how to make your own false fronted building for the Old West, and they had a page worth of those. And can I find that issue? Can I fuck? It got trounced during Y2K, unfortunately. Who knew how bad Y2K was? I certainly didn't when I went to fucking Donegal with the girlfriend for the fucking bastard celebration, to come home to discover somebody had fucking thrown up all over a big chunk of my old White Dwarves and War Games Illustrated, and then they hid it from me because I would be annoyed / fucking outraged. They were correct. They were right to hide it from me. They should have done a better job.
Maybe not just hide them, but getting rid of them altogether.
Jack them all. Yeah, didn't do that. Fucking shrooms growing on them whenever I found them.
Every time you tell that story, I try to imagine how that actually looked, and it gets better every day.
Not for me, it doesn't. Not for me.
The mushrooms get more colorful with every reiteration.
It's very annoying.
I bet that is. So let's unannoy ourselves a bit by judging other people's project. What's next?
The Bellion. And may I just say, bam, in case he's watching.
Oh, napalm in the morning.
Oh, that's a double post, by the way, so you can scroll down one if you want and still see him.
Even more napalm in the morning.
Yeah, he's only going to get one set of votes from me.
So 15 mil Viet Cong and
This is
Americanos, I guess.
He's doing Vietnam, and he's doing it in at least two flavors, 15 and 20, 15, 28 with the occasional dip into 20 mil. This is a man who loves his Nam, and you'll see how much he loves his Nam as you go down. So there are some Viet Cong, I'm pretty certain, sitting on top of an ammo case.
Something along those lines, yeah.
But later on, you'll see that he uses a very unusual thing for his token bags. So
grasp corner firmly and snap.
Chai Hoi token bags. They were used to go over ammo magazines to keep them waterproof, and once they were used, they would be left on the floor, and what was supposed to be used by a North Vietnamese fighter as a token of safe passage. They also make superb token of dice holders. So if you ever happen to find yourself trapped in 60s/70s Nam and needing to get over the border, then you too can use some of these token bags. Madness, I say. Madness.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of those I already... Is it? Almost the same, just a different color.
There you go. I'm obviously a trendsetter with my trendy settings.
Well, this one I snagged from my wife and her card making shenanigans.
It's like that, is it?
She did not have any use for it anymore because she has a better one now.
Never get out of the boat, the days. Never get out of the boat. It's not bad. I mean, yeah. It has its moments. There are a few standout scenes. You can mostly skip through that at speed and just pause every now and again to watch something of interest, like the helicopter Charlie Don't Surf bit, then fast forward on as they go down the river, jump back in time for your grocery boy sent by clerks. Yeah. The documentary is a much better film than the film, tragically.
The documentary about the film
Heart of Darkness.
I think I saw that ages ago.
It's not bad. Oh, you've got Thing. So no, I haven't had a chance to watch it. Yeah, it's on the cards for either tomorrow or Thursday. I might watch it on Thursday, knowing that normally I would be having to film the Weekender. I'd sit there and watch the Pomegranate Vintage, and then Petey Wheatstraw after it, and go, "Oh, this has been a much better 4 to 5 hours." than what I normally go through on a Thursday.
Well, you always can just try to relax.
Could do. But I'd need a butt plug and a vibration machine in case of hysteria.
Maybe Crispin can make you something as a token of goodwill for the next golden button. I need another beer.
Right.
Yes.
Weirdo, you.
And it's magically still cold. And
Wow.
I am lucky.
Been very good. I haven't had a drink today at all.
Oh. What is it with us that we always seem to be drinking just aside? One is always the designated driver.
Yeah. That and I had stuff to do today.
A vibrating plug that dispenses cocaine. Grey Primer having some very interesting ideas here.
See? That'd be the magic. That'd be how these things would actually work in real life.
Reminds me very much of that scene from the heavy metal movie where the aliens start to pour white dust all over the cockpit of the spaceship and then go snow plowing.
I tried to rewatch Heavy Metal recently, and it's really, really terrible. It's much, much worse than I remember it being.
It's not. It's
it
a work.
Fucking is.
It's a piece of art.
It's a piece of shit. There's a South Park episode all about the Heavy Metal movie, and it is much better. If you've not watched Heavy Metal in years and you're thinking, should I go back and revisit it? Don't. But go and watch that episode of South Park instead. It's fucking hilarious.
I've rewatched Heavy Metal multiple times.
The cat piss one. Yep.
And I still love it. But that's possibly down to the music. I usually don't look at the movie. I just listen to the music and the dialogue.
It's just so bad. So bad. Anyway.
Captain Stern.
Not winning us over.
Next up is Drakos doing Enyalios? What? But it is.
So, this is where the sheer awesome majesty of 15mm has been shown off. Occasionally 28mm creeps in, but you know. Mostly we're here for the 15mm, working on some DBX. And they've done a whole bunch of new stuff.
Oh, would you look at that lovely decal on that shield?
So those would be 28s. That's actually a molded shield rather than a decal.
What, the owls are molded? Oh, that's nice. From where are these?
Footsore.
If those are actually looking that nice molded, I might be tempted. Just for the shields.
We're trying to think how much they're going to cost.
Too much, probably.
I would imagine so.
But I guess these are actually then the 15mm.
Those are the 15s? Yeah, those are 15s. So we've been playing through some games, working out how to do the loads of work.
The thing with this kind of table is you can clearly see what he's using as terrain, very much prominently displayed by the piece of flooring in the far background.
Yep.
But it still looks presentable, functional.
That's all you need. Squares of felt, and away you go. Hi, Chaos. Ooh. Did you watch Time Team all about the Fugu?
Yes! All three parts of it, of the Fugu.
Good.
Fugu.
Get to live. Get to live.
Though I was a bit disappointed that they didn't have a big reveal at the end. Something interesting. But it was very much fun to see very grown-up people being excited by digging in the dirt.
That's how the magic happens.
Oh, I think this is a Roman burial site. Oh, I love you. Point, point, point. It's so weird.
You know, they weren't expecting to find one, and to be fair, they didn't. Spoilers, by the way, for time being.
Lovely, lovely little battle report.
Yeah, just playing things out, seeing how the Scots get on against the Greeks.
Spoiler, not very good.
You know, Scots pikes are particularly good, but only when supported. Same is true for spears as well. It's all about the clash and sustain. That's what they tell me.
Oh, why wasn't this on the gaming table? That's some interesting terrain piece.
Some of it was on the gaming table.
Was it? Have I missed that?
Yeah, you might need to go down further. But also, depending on the scenario you're playing, you may or may not be told to set up camps.
Mm.
And if they get overrun, then game over.
So this is not just some weird terrain piece, but some quest markings of sorts.
That type of thing. Actual camps or baggage are needed. So, actually really nice sets. I'd almost be tempted myself, except if I start playing DBX, I have to open a vein. That's the fucking rules.
Why would you do that?
I have flashbacks to Slayers and the arguments between the people playing DBX, and then handing over the rulebook to me to adjudicate, and I'm going, I don't know the rules. I don't even know where to look on the rules. Don't give this to me. Don't put your shit on me, people. Get back to precision measuring to 1/300,000th of a fucking inch. Your movement of your siloy. Fucking siloy.
Young man there, come here and be our judge.
I was watching the game anyway. I just didn't want to be drawn into it. I just want to watch a game being played. I don't want to have to fucking make calls on fucking DBX. For fuck's sake. Oh my god.
Don't you just love it when people turn on you and say, you do what I should be doing?
Well, and yes, Warren did show off the Jorvik turd on an XLBS 1 week.
Oh, that's over a year ago, is it? Wasn't that even before Corona?
No,
I'm
no.
pretty sure that was still in the studio.
No. Maybe you may have done it multiple times. We've definitely done it not in the studio, because I remember one of us being told to search for it.
Oh, and I think maybe that was the episode with the Battle of Clontarf.
That sounds like it could be a thing.
I think that
robbed on that one.
Yeah, but that episode has also been some way in the past.
11 months, 3 weeks.
I'm trying not to, but I need to know, how did you know that so exactly?
Because I know when Clontarf was fought.
Okay.
9 shields with the Athenian owl on it will cost you £4.
Plus,
so that's
plus import taxes.
Wow.
Oh, you remember that I bought some things off Foreground, and today I've got the message that I need to pay taxes and handling fees.
Good.
And it was about €27.
Did it eat up all of the savings?
No, not really.
Yeah, well, there you go then.
Almost, but not quite.
Still cheaper than ordering them from Australia. Or actually New Zealand. Even worse, even further away.
Battle Kiwi stuff is way more expensive. And I still remember my enjoyment when he started the Kickstarter back in the day for the Star Wars Legion terrain. With the radar dish, the bunker, and the landing platform. Which Foreground, obviously, for some reason, never had in their program. They only had the radar dish and some other Legion-related parts.
Generators and...
But never the big landing pad.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Dunno.
So if you see that thing in Europe, you can be pretty sure that's an import from New Zealand and is bloody expensive. Well, on more depressing things, what's next?
What could be next? Oh, it's more Silver Bayonet. Very Silver Bayonet-y this week, isn't it?
Squibs going goblins.
Yeah. Oh, press the button twice there. Don't know why I did that. Let's just do this. La 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 la.
Jerry, how firm are you in your
My buttocks.
knowledge of things in the Harry Potter universe?
Not. I'm aware that Harry Potter exists and
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling hates transsexuals. And that's as much as I know about Harry Potter.
So there's a video game coming up at the end of the year.
Sure. Another one of my nailed-on hobbies after Harry Potter is video games.
The core thing that you're a student of Hogwarts, and the time is 1880-ish.
Right, great.
So that's setting the scene, and the background story that leads to your adventure in that game is that the goblins are starting some kind of revolution and are stealing all the gold.
Like a Maddist revolt. They're part of the Maddist revolt. That'd be great. That'd be excellent. I'd be all for that. Fuzzy wuzzies everywhere.
And now comes a thing where I just can't stop shaking my head. People are actually saying that because it's goblins and they have this weird big noses and they are very fond of gold, that would be a depiction of Jews.
It doesn't make any sense, because if they're part of the Mahdist revolt, then they're Islam.
I can't even. It's just
you just counter that one very quickly. Just saying.
It's. I feel like if people want to find something to be offended about anything, they start to construct things from nothing.
Sure. Gets them out of the house.
If it would get them out of the house, they would leave their PCs for a minute and wouldn't be pestering the internet. As our Lord and Savior Foamy just said today, there's too many normies on the internet.
Terrible. Anyway.
Well, back to a project we left when the werewolves came.
Is this because he's goblins? Is this why you're talking about it?
Oh, yeah, something that just reminded me about it.
Fair enough.
Annoyed me a bit.
Apparently.
So, lovely vampires in very colourful attire.
They are indeed. So, obviously, he could have got the French sort of Renaissance-looking ones, but they wouldn't really fit the whole aesthetic of going fuck nuts in Moscow. So he found these instead for his vampires. And these, I think, are absolutely stonking.
Yeah, I like the posing of them just being very aristocratic.
Yeah. It's like, oh, my poor man, you look like you're freezing and starving. Come over here.
Maybe come inside and warm yourself on our fireplace and have a drink.
Warm yourself on our spit. We'll just slowly toast you.
Could you please turn around?
Once again, a riot of colours. They are probably the brightest thing I've seen in this, because everything else is desaturated. All the colours are turned down to match that painting style that Scribbs was going for. From the initial unit build all the way through, everything's been very grey and dismal and dull.
Very wintry.
Yeah. specifically very Retreat from Moscow. Well, it's nice to see, the vampires adding a splash of color to everything.
Yeah, and it's
bless
not
them.
just red; it's all the colors.
Oh yeah, it's a good look.
Yeah, I'm very very much fond of these two. These look very very nice. Though I have to be. I try to understand why you would have your arms of your jacket on the back of your shoulders when it's that cold.
A, it's a look, and B, I don't think he worries about the cold so much.
You mean because he's already very much an undead, he doesn't feel cold?
Yep, 100%. Mein Freund.
You might be right there, dear. You might be right. And who am I to argue?
Well, nobody. We know that.
As Great Primer says, yes, they both have a very perfect sneer.
It is a good look for them.
And even though they are dressed very much like I imagine Russians from that time period, they do look like they would be talking very British and very posh. Oh dear, why don't you come with us?
It's a way to go, certainly.
So what's next then for the cold of winter?
Apart from the goblins,
LSR.
Tiny Twig, as we've learned.
What? Tiny Twig?
Yeah, barely. Wasn't really paying attention.
I never am.
So,
Field
funnily enough,
hospital.
talking about maddest revolts and the like, some British colonial troops for the Sudan. And once again, a host of other peoples. So, some stretcher bearers from Perry's and some injured.
Oh, and he finished the Gatling gun.
And he has finished the Gatling gun to go with his naval detachment. Again, very important to have that.
I wonder why sci-fi and fantasy games never really came up with things like having wounded markers like this. Because I can't really imagine I can't remember seeing anything like that at any game, unless it's historical. Or you're probably going to correct me.
Yeah, I have a box up there with, somewhere in the region of 200 metal wounded people from Warhammer. Variety of every fantasy race. So I went a bit fuck nuts on those ones.
Yeah, but isn't that the exception to the rule, more or less?
No, if you start looking for wounded fantasy models, you'll find them. I don't even know what they're... I stay away from the Lardy's games because they don't appeal to me. So I don't know if they are required for it or if he's just using them as objectives, which could be a thing. But it's, it's one of those things. It may come down to most historic games using some form of fatigue or casualty counts. And then a lot of the current crop of fantasy, and certainly pretty much all of the sci-fi, have figure removal, which is not as prevalent in historics. So you need a way to mark damage on the unit before the whole unit goes away. They may just be dressing for him. I know somebody's done a load of camels for his Anzacs to use as objective markers for bolt action, just because he can.
So if I see this correctly, these are Perry miniatures.
Yes. I think pretty much all Perrys. Definitely a different Gatling gun than mine. But then it could still be an Empress Gatling gun.
I love the picture he took from behind the gun, facing whatever that poor sod is riding.
Madison the camel. I'm fucking coming at you.
Well, if he's able to get a round of bullets out, I don't think that's going anywhere.
Just stay there a moment. Actually, that could be Empress. It's a miniature.
Are you now comparing your Gatling gun?
I've compared my Gatling gun to his Gatling gun.
Pants down, people.
It's one of those things. It is Empress. There we go. Oh, interesting.
Grey Primer says we should give out a special award for featured projects.
See that?
Forget the gold button, we want a brown star. Why do we need a brown star?
Best kind of star. Ask Crispin.
I know I'm going to say something completely stupid, but Crispin, if you whip up a nice badge, a graphic design, I might be tempted.
I'm fairly certain if you just put brown star into Google, you'll find all sorts of them.
Yeah, but I'm not that drunk yet.
Brown star in images. That's highly disappointing, Google.
Tea towel holder. Oh god. This is going weird places, people. So what's next on our list for today, Jerry?
Well,
Mythic Battles. Yosh to go. We haven't had him on the show for a long time.
yeah,
That's a god, isn't it?
Probably feeling lonely. It is. It's a more in the way of Mythic with the core box gods. So
All these entries have been here for a long time.
oh yeah, oh god, yeah, and we hadn't been near them, so
More
I
the reason
felt
to
the
hit all the
urge.
buttons and just make him go, why are people noticing my 2-year-old project just now? So this is where we left off.
Yep.
And that's where he stopped.
Yes,
Bugger.
but if he knows we're all looking at him funny, well, he's not paying attention. Then he may come out of retirement and finish these fucking things.
Why are people always going into retirement?
I don't know. Oh, he set it to completed, that's why.
That's completed?
No, whenever you set it to completed, it flips the things around.
Oh. That's,
So there'll be a second page with stuff done on it. Well, that's all right. That's why it's floated to the top of my listings with his completedness. Anyway, it's a big galvy bucket load of Greeks.
It doesn't want to go to page 1.
Well, of course not.
Why
It
would
can
it?
sense fear.
Currently, I'm not fearing anything.
Oh, you say that. The project system can sense fear. If everybody clicks on at the same time, you might be able to get it explode. Then you can all DM me that the project system's down, and I will definitely 100% fix it for you. And let the people know you need to.
You will pass on the message to your, what we call in German, die Rundablage, meaning the little paper tray just beneath your desk.
Sure. That is 100% what I have. The Duolingo Green Chicken has been teaching me some interesting things recently.
Oh, do I really want to know?
Well, two of the things that really wanted me to learn yesterday were they will call me if she dies during the night, and then later on it taught me I don't want to die. I don't know what plans the Green Chicken has for me. I'm not afraid of you, Green Chicken.
Oh, that's a bit of a scary one.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Jag vill inte att du dör. I do not want to die.
Sounds a bit like I don't want to go through that door.
Ja, well, that too. Die ringen me on home door unternatten. They will ring me if she dies during the night. And I don't know what the green chicken thinks I'm going to get up to in Sweden.
Oh.
Apparently, at some point, get involved in
Maybe
some sort of illegal fucking underground fight club or something like that. I don't know.
best not to
Gambling.
ask. Don't think about the motives of the chicken. That leads to questions like, why does it cross the road?
The green chicken doesn't cross the road unless it's planning on cutting somebody who's been neglecting their Spanish. That's why the green chicken cut. It will catch you.
So,
I discovered cockfighting is done using birds. All my training's been for nothing.
oh God, kill me. Well, I've got one for you, Jerry, and
Yep.
the masses. So, a friend of mine, having a YouTube channel of his own by the name of Operation Mad Dog, is going to have a sit and chat with the head of the German Tin Figure Museum.
Ooh.
And she came to him and said she would like to interlink our hobby and the museum a bit more. And now he's looking for questions to ask her. What would you ask somebody that is in charge of a tin figure museum? Carrying over 300,000 single pieces and 150 dioramas.
Are Britons worth the money? Well, that's a valid question. Anybody who knows 54mm tin figure will know that Britons are one of the biggest manufacturers and almost a byword for tin soldiers. You would buy Britain's tin soldiers. They seem to be overly expensive.
Have you considered using plastic?
These people are the worst.
How long did it paint all of that? Why didn't you get a life?
And again, tin soldiers, you didn't paint them. They came pre-painted.
Why was I expecting some real questions?
Because you're asking entirely the wrong audience.
Well, to be fair, my question I posed to him was, can I offer you some coffee and cake?
It's good. It's a good one. I like it.
Well,
I didn't send you the cake video, did I? The Irish-German cake video.
No, you didn't.
I'll do that later. I would ask about the manufacturers. Are they predominantly German?
I couldn't tell you. Let's have a quick see.
This is why it's a question for them.
Visitors can look at ancient hunts, Rome's Germans, Knights, Landsknechte, Fritzianische and Napoleonic battle, strange continents, figures from the realms of what's that word again? Fairy tales. Or scenes from well-known paintings.
Sure. But none of that is answering the question, where do they come from? Are they one
maybe
manufacturer? Are they multiple manufacturers? Are they solely German manufacturers?
Maybe this short video that they have will give us
Jesus. I know what that is. It's a fucking GW Dragon. Oh, I think I've just sicked up in my mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. So I haven't seen that video by myself. So I'm not taking responsibility for anything.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, are they flats?
Those look very flat.
That is going back.
I know that my father gifted me some very flat ones for my 8th birthday or something.
Good question, David.
And then I've used them.
It's entirely possible they tried to start one and then they crashed the site. Just give up. I'd also be interested if there were any. Oh, Phoenix card. Fuck off. I'd also be interested if there were any particular manufacturers or miniatures that they were hoping to get their hands on, or are there any particularly rare ones they would like to have but can't? Fuck off.
Yeah, there's something to be said about the homepage that they have. It's very minimalistic. I was hoping for a bit more information to just see what actually is on display.
But like Gray said there, it's entirely possible that, like most museums, they have so many permanent, but then they also change. Which must mean storage is a bastard.
So far, all I have seen apart from the dragon seems to be all flats. But I think the question from Gray is actually one I will pass on to the one doing the interview.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and I'll
subcontract your questions.
I'll be taking a 5% cut on your profits then, please. Self-help video said, give voice to what you want in life. Put it into the world, you'll never get it. What?
Minge. He's vocalizing. At least he hasn't gone full Tom Cruise yet. And is it Vanilla Sky? No, it's not Vanilla Sky. Oh.
You want the truth, you can't handle the truth.
No, it's where he's going on about cants.
Lovely cunts.
It's probably a Roger, an Altman film, maybe.
For a second, I thought you would say Roger Ramjet.
No.
Roger Ramjet, he's a man hero.
Is this Roger Ramjet?
I don't know. No, I think it's the one to the other side. That's
that
one.
Roger Ramjet?
That's Roger Ramjet.
Okay.
Oh, you're
good.
not
Good times.
So horrible.
We're not horrible. I have those actually. They're sitting there, primed, ready for me to paint them.
So you're not even bothering to pester me with your own painted miniatures in the background. You just steal somebody else's work. Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, it's much easier. Don't worry. You'll see mine whenever I'm doing like Let's Play videos and stuff.
I think when there are Let's Play videos of Bot Wars on OTT before I receive my set, I'll be crying.
I could be filming them next week, except somebody from Warlord's coming over and we're going to be playing a lot of Slaying. Probably some of their new game as well.
I think I'll just then sit down, watch them and drink myself, drown my tears into...
Well, Nick, I ordered some stuff from Sweden and some stuff from England, just to double down on the fact that I can get from wherever I want, UK or Europe. Being in Northern Ireland is great, isn't it? It is absolutely great, Gray.
Well, I think now Dutch is pushing pushing it a bit. Yours having been painted before I got mine.
Oh, that would be mad, wouldn't it?
That would really annoy me. A wee bit.
Good times. Northern Ireland is the best. It's like being in the EU.
I can't argue with that. But what I can do is have another sip of beer.
Maybe I wanted to stay sober today and do work. Maybe I didn't want to go and play Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein is very specific. How do you come to Wolfenstein?
Because I was meant to be playing Nick Wolfenstein today. He was going to be up in Korean direction.
Oh, so you're not talking about the video game, but actually a game. See, even Crispin is irritated.
He's not irritated. Is he irritated?
He
I don't
is
think so.
irritated.
Is he irritated because he hasn't got them yet?
What doesn't Crispin have?
Bot Wars.
Oh, I thought we was...
Bot war.
You know what would annoy me even more? Crispin got his Bot Wars and the golden button before I get my Bot Wars. Hemorrhoids, yes, very interesting topic. Don't ask Warren about hemorrhoids. I'm still trying to get that episode of the
I
LBS
never do.
out of my mind again.
It's the best way. Oh, I've got more goblins coming to me from
I'm never saying anything in plural that doesn't belong in plural, Grey Primer. And you can't rewind this video to prove me I'm wrong. See?
Yeah, but the game is Bot War, but you're getting many bots. Makes it Bot
Fighting
Wars.
multiple wars.
Oh, delightful.
And a lot, with all these happy thoughts and loose buttholes, I'll say thank you, Joey, for being here.
Bye.
All
Terrible bastards.
the cunts in the audience, you just get off my lawn and we'll see you again next week. Potentially, eventually.